What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Under Pressure 2018 review, pretty much TNA, Impact Wrestling, pretty much a pay-per-view themed show tonight. I'm not sure if this is the last of the tapings, because I know they just started their new tapings, and I was in Windsor, Canada. I don't really know. I'm not going to read any spoilers going to anything like that. I think they've just started the tapings and that. But looking at this pay-per-view themed show tonight, there's a lot going on, titles on the line, and some big name matches coming in tonight. But the thing we're trying to kick off right now is this whole Red X person attacking everyone week by week. And we're trying to figure out who the mystery of this is. Sanjay Dutt was pretty much holding a town meeting in a suit. I don't know what type of power he has around there. How about he booked the X Division, I think. Or if I thought it was well, he's not saying a commentator. No, I don't know what his position is right now, because I know they got Don Callis as commentator. But Sanjay Dutt talked about the whole Red X thing, as he talked about we're trying to put an end to this, and he asked every person on the roster who was doing this needs to end now, and that they call the authorities, and we got everyone we know, but you know, he told everybody not to be panicked or anything until Petey Williams, I think, said something saying like we need to trust Sanjay, as Caleb Conley pretty much questions. Says nobody in the office has been taken out, only the workers have been taken out. As the rest of the roster were pretty much like Conley, Pete Williams, let's trust Sanjay, we can all get this thing done, and we need to stop pointing fingers at each other and find the attackers, okay? We need to do this. Even though I don't know why the people that got attacked never asked who attacked them unless they didn't see them or don't remember, because couldn't they just ask the people that got beat up who beat them up? Or they were jumped by behind, and maybe they were in a mask, I don't know. But Petey Williams pretty much had calmed the roster, down, and we need to, let's look around and we'll find out who this is and watch each other's backs, pretty much. So after that whole little town hall meeting, we had Eli Drake versus Scott Steiner, which I know a lot of people said this was a bad way to kick off the show. And I talked with my friend about this yesterday because he finally saw the show. He said Scott Steiner looked awful. A lot of people thought Scott Steiner looked awful. Listen, I'll admit, yes, Scott Steiner is older. I know that, but to his credit, because was he like 53, 50? I don't even know, but to his credit, he does better than some other legends they've brought back in. Because I remember somebody brought up, was it Alberto's father was in a match on Impact and it looked horrible, and even somebody pointed out to me that Scotty's like probably the oldest, maybe the oldest guy on the roster, maybe, because yes, this man has been in this company before. Do I believe Scott Steiner can still go? Yeah. Until what they did out there, Eli Drake, some say he carried Scott Steiner to a passable match, and it wasn't a bad match. Okay, I'm not gonna say it was the shits, but it was still bad. I didn't think it was that bad, but Scotty can still go in a way. So I know he's not like what he used to be. Does he still have muscle on him? Some, yes. Is he that jacked like he was back then? No. Do I think he could still throw some good suplexes? Yes. I'll give him credit. He did that Frankenstein at Redemption, and nobody think he could do that, and he fucking did it. So maybe some we don't know what Scott Steiner doesn't know. Maybe he can still go. He still does that whole thing, and I think did he do the push-ups? I'm not sure if he did the push-ups and that, but yeah, I think he did that whole push-up, and the arm thing, and even calling the referee a bitch multiple times. Eli Drake even doing that moonsault off the ropes. I think Scotty dodged into a belly-to-belly, which wasn't that bad. I'll give him that, but they really did what they could, and it kind of ended pretty much the same way they lost the tag team titles. Pretty much the referee kind of distracted. The referee didn't fall or take a bump, but they pretty much did the whole thing where Drake hit Scotty in the head with a chair that cost them the titles, and I don't like you calling Scotty. That's what a lot of people call him. Scott Steiner in the head with a chair and got the win. So Eli Drake had the win regardless. I never really thought any chance of Scott Steiner winning this match. I feel like this feud, something was missing from this feud, that why they broken up, because it was just kind of out of the blue that they would have a match the next week. Kind of odd, because like, okay, they lost the titles, but they never really got into a shoving match to why are they gonna have a match tonight on here. So I know people say it was a lot, them kind of making it bad. a bad way to start, but it was passable. I'll give him that. I'd rather hear Scott Steiner on the mic more. I'll give him you that. It's fucking hilarious, and I'm sure anybody can put that in a Botchamania clip. Come on, everybody still likes that whole world famous line he just did. I'm world famous, bitch. Look me up, YouTube. That was pretty good. But I don't know how long Scott Steiner will be around this company. Maybe he is back again. I don't know. I'm surprised he even came back. I'm still surprised in general. But I know he did a favor for Jarrett, and come on, he hates Dixie Carter, so you know he wasn't going to come in. And he blames Hogan and others. But I'm like I said, the match was it was passable. Eli Drake did what he could to make this match look good, and it was passable. I'll give it that. But moving on from Steiner and Eli Drake, we pretty much went to the I think they were talking to Don Callis and Josh Matthews in the back, pretty much going down the rest of the card for tonight. Hyping from Tessa Blanchard to Madison Rayne, Su Yung versus Ali in a last rites match, Pentagon Jr. versus Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship. So they had there was a lot going on from that. I think they were standing in the green screen, so at least they provided a lot of details into the matches, which was pretty good. At least telling as people don't know what's going on, they know what to see tonight. Next was Tessa Blanchard versus Madison Rayne, which was a really good match. Now I know people aren't gonna like this because, okay, why is Tessa losing a match right now? She should be built as a monster, pretty much blowing through the whole roster. Okay, that's what she should be doing. Which this was a good match, and yes, Tessa Blanchard did dominate. Madison Rayne, really did really do good. It was a really good match, and she used her agility to get here and there. But Tessa, you saw the the stiff shot she kept putting from the knee, going across the ropes here with a knee and a big forearm elbow was pretty good. But this does continue to feud because Madison Rayne got a roll-up victory on Tessa Blanchard, so I don't think this is over. And maybe it's good to keep this feud kind of going because I'm sure Tessa Blanchard will get pissed, and we'll see another match with them. Then again, when's the last time you even seen Madison Rayne win a match? When I think about it, when is the last time? So I'm sure this will continue to see. So I am looking forward to what they have next for this. Next was LAX. LAX is in the back playing cards as Eddie Kingston had the money box and everything, and we don't know what was in there, but he had a gift for Santana and Ortiz. Two beautiful pieces of ass. I'm saying, girls did not look bad. Some nice ass right there. And pretty much as they came in, Kingston pretty much told him, I got another two more pieces of ass for you. Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley, as of Santana, said, pause. What you said, you guys gotta get payback for what happened last week for disrespecting LAX, and you guys show in for blood in, blood out. Hasta la muerte después. So next week will be LAX versus Conley and Trevor Lee next week again. So it looks like LAX is trying to get back in the flow now since they had a losing streak. And now they got to put their name back out there again, showing what's up. And with Eddie Kingston here, it's pretty good. Him and his cigar. So I know Conan's not around right now. The whole story is that Conan was taken out in homicide, and we still don't have Diamante on yet. I think Conan... What was it? I think I said Conan had hip surgery, or I know he had surgery recently, so I don't know if he'll be at the next tapings and that. We'll find out and see if Conan is back. But this was good, so we'll see what happens next week from there. There was a Brian Cage video package as Desmond Xavier went against Brian Cage, and somebody said this was for a title shot at the X Division title shot, I think, which doesn't make sense because I know they said the X Division has no limits, but to have, Brian Cage in the X Division is just really odd. But yes, it wasn't that much time, but the match was really good. Cage looked dominant as usual. Desmond Xavier was just going crazy out there. This dude was just moved so crazy, you don't know what it hit. Even hitting the final flash, but Cage still kicked out and was able to hit the drill call on him for the win. But I did like this match for whatever short time it was given. Now with Brian Cage winning this, I guess he's going to have a match against Matt Sydal now for the title? Is that what's going to happen? So, I'm not sure. I know they're booking Cage to be a monster right now, and there's no problem with that. I just don't know about sticking him in the X division kind of right now. That's what's kind of strange to me. That's the oddest part of it. Next was Austin Aries doing an interview in the back as he talked about being back in the company and collecting all these belts so all the companies can, work together and stuff, and now he's changing the industry. Yes, he lost a little bit of power from Pentagon Jr. losing the Impact World title, but he says that he's breathing new life into his company ever since he's came back, and he told Pentagon, you have no brother by your side or anything. So he's going to prove to Pentagon who the real true champion is, and that you may have no fear, but tonight you will have no title. So great promo from Austin Aries as usual, especially him being a heel, a very natural heel as he is. So that's really good. We'll find out more from that tonight. Next was Su Yung versus Ali for the Knockouts Championship. This one right here, this was pretty good. The match itself wasn't that good, but if you look from a character standpoint and what the story is coming from here, this was really good. Because Su Yung, this is a last rites match. She came out with all her undead brides in a coffin, coming to the ring, carrying it as they pretty much put the coffin there and then walked back up. And from off the grid, I believe, Su Yung. But as she had all the the bridesmaids bring out the coffin, Ali comes out to her regular music, but her gear was different. As she pulled her hood up, then after her music stopped, she pretty much, Rosemary's music hit that screen, almost like a transformation as the Demon Bunny, if you want to go from there, which was pretty cool. I will give it that. She had the face paint like Rosemary's, the Demon Bunny t-shirt, all black with the hood. This was pretty good. Even using that the scream when Rosemary's music hit was pretty good. I will say that. That's what I did. Like some people call this like Lucha Underground because it's kind of been seen before, but they really did put a lot of special into these entrances, especially for a pay-per-view themed show. They really look like they put a lot of work. They put a lot of work into it, so I can see why she is the Demon Bunny as they put Ali as, and they have those shirts. And this reminded me of Ali's entrance. This reminded me of AJ Styles a few years ago, if you all remember when he was coming out to the whole evil ways and stuff, like his dark gimmick. And first he was coming out the evil ways and was wearing all black with the hood and everything, but after a while, I think it was when he had helped the Main Event Mafia fight Aces and Eights. If you all remember, I think it was like 2013 in a way. He came out, and yeah, he came out the evil ways, but then the next thing you know, Get Ready to Fly happens, and then he's like regular AJ Styles then, and throws the hood up, and he's just like, AJ and everyone's going crazy for it. So that's what Ali's entrance reminded me of. Reminded me of doing that. So I really do see the comparisons for the evil ways, Get Ready to Fly, and Bunny into Ali's music into Rosemary music. I'm sorry if I don't know the theme songs like that, but I did like the entrances. But the match itself with this whole casket match wasn't the best match, but at least the crowd was into it a little bit more. People would actually chanted Demon Bunny. Su Yung tried to use that whole blood-like glove to choke out Ali, but didn't work. Even trying to throw in the casket, but Ali got on top of the coffin casket, whatever, and pretty much says, "We are Ali," in a forearm. It was like Venom out there in a way, but like I said, there were a couple of bad spots, like that code breaker chair thing looked really odd. Like she put the chair in front of Su Yung and then hit a bad like a code breaker. Even that super kick off the apron was kind of bad too. Even Ali did like that whole sit up thing like Rosemary does, which was pretty cool too. But as she tried to throw Su Yung in the coffin, try to best, even like I said, after the whole super kick and everything, Su Yung, she used her own head to pretty much block it, and even just had the whole mandible claw blood glove like thing and choked Ali out, pretty much closing the casket. Now Su Yung is the new Knockouts champion. This was pretty good. Did they kill Ali now? Because now they killed Ali and Rosemary, and Rosemary, like, she kind of possessed Ali or something. So I don't know, is she technically dead in this? I don't know. But this was really good. Work-wise, the match, from an in-ring standpoint, it wasn't that good. But This was actually a fun match to watch. This was a casket match. It had to look like a brawl than a wrestling match itself, and it had to look, insane of both women kicking the shit out of each other. So I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I am looking kind of forward to see how Su Yung does as champion. Even it was kind of cool as she was on top of the casket, and the rest of the undead brides pretty much rubbed on Su Yung, then pretty much putting their hands up on her and stuff. That was pretty cool. I'll give it that. But I will say I do like it, and they look like they really are doing good with Su Yung, better than what they did when they have Braxton Sutter with her. Next, I don't know, and I'm glad they kept this short, but they still don't need to show these GWN clips of the week. Kind of funny, we went to that last rights match with Sting and Abyss. If I remember, didn't people chant "Fire Russo" at the time? Because I think Vince Russo came up with this match, and even back then, I never understood it. It's like, what was it? Was it the last? Yeah, I think it was the last rights match back then. Also, was it? Yeah, I don't remember the whole match really, but it was. I just remember being bad back then, and the casket going in the air, and Sting's music hitting, and I don't know. It was just pretty bad. I don't know why they keep showing these GWN clips, but I just remember a Fire Russo chant being part of that. They went to a Pentagon Jr. promo then, even though I had a lot of filters and effects, as Pentagon said that the world title is important to his career and life, and that Aries will have a bad day and will have a good month or a good day. He won't even have a good year, because porque yo soy Pentagon Jr. El Cielo Medio, because I am Pentagon Jr. and I have zero fear. So a good promo. I'm glad they actually had a promo for Pentagon Jr. for once, because they barely played any, and had subtitles for it too, so that wasn't bad. Next, they had once again a Red X person attack someone again. This time it was Sanjay Dutt, as Petey Williams called for help. Then some people may think this could be Petey Williams, could be the Red X attacker. Could he be? I don't know. Or is he a scapegoat in this? What is the plan here? I don't know. We may find out when the next tapings happens. Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan package played, as Eddie went to Alicia saying, like, we're going to the woods to end Sami. And Alicia said, I don't want to go to the woods. And he says, no. We're not going. I'm going so I can go murder Sami Callihan. Yes, this feud has gotten odd ever since. I don't know. Eddie Edwards, is he a face or is he a heel at this point? And, it'll be back to us once I kill him. So even Josh Matthews said, what the hell's wrong with this guy? So next week on this show, I don't know if this is going to be like some final deletion type of thing they did, or ultimate deletion, or total non-stop deletion back then, but it's going to be Eddie Edwards fighting Sami Callihan in the middle of the woods next week. How that works, I have no fucking clue. But as he said, he was going to murder him, as he has tried to, I don't know, Eddie Edwards tried to murder him in a hospital, beat up the rest of OVE's wives, beating up women. I don't know. I'm surprised no one has called the police on this guy. But, yes, next week, I guess Eddie Edwards will murder Sami Callihan in the woods. I don't know. But it's going to be odd next week. In the main event, we had Austin Aries versus Pentagon Jr. for the World Heavyweight Championship. As Pentagon came out, Aries hit a suicide dive, pretty much starting the match. Well, not starting the match, never started. Said they both get in the ring, and even Pentagon got back in and got back out, so he technically did enter the ring. But as he kept slapping Aries outside with the chest on his chest, chopping him, Aries dodged when it hit the ring post real hard. That looked very deadly. This was probably the best match of the night. Really good match, and I loved it, even from Pentagon hitting his package pile driver, or Fear Factor he called it. The 3-up, whatever it's called, driver was pretty good. Aries hitting the discus lariat. Even a one thing I did like, he tried to do a Hurricane Rana outside, but Pentagon was going for a power bomb, but Aries flipped into a sunset flip into a last chancery then, but that ended up being a double count out, so it was a no contest pretty much then. Double count out, match is over, but Aries says this was bullshit and called Pentagon a puto, which I don't know why they have to block that out, but he said, you got the cojones, continue, let's do this. Pentagon did his Sierra Medio thing, And the crowd actually got into this later in time. But as they pretty much Pentagon have tried to roll him up into a cradle, it didn't work. Aries hit him with a discus and then hit a Death Valley driver on the apron outside. But Pentagon got up and hit him with a Fear Factor package pile driver on the apron. And then once again, it's another double count out. But after that, Pentagon, I know I couldn't understand everything he was saying in Spanish, but uno más, pretty much saying one more time. And I guess some people translate, say he was going to fight to the death and it's going to be a finish, because soy Pentagon Jr. El Cierro Medio tu puto. Because I'm Pentagon Jr. I have the zero fear, and Herman says you a hoe or bitch. I think that means that in Spanish, I believe. But after Pentagon cut his little promo right there, Aries pretty much kicked him in the nuts as the referee was distracted and hit him with a brain buster, pretty much making him the new world heavyweight champion. This was a great match, really great, and I liked it. The only thing that took away from this match that just didn't go good was this crowd. Did they get a little bit hyped later on in time? Yes, but the Impact Zone is freaking dead, like super dead too many times. And I've said this several times in the past. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I'm kind of glad they are going to Windsor, Canada to do these tapings, and I hope that the crowd is way better than the Impact Zone. Like I said, at Redemption, you could tell those were wrestling fans. When the tapings come, there are some wrestling fans, but then there's a lot of tourists that probably don't know what the fuck is going on, and take some time to get into this thing. But this was a really great match to see. I know they didn't really do good with Pentagon Jr.'s champion that much. I'm surprised they don't ever mention he's the Lucha Underground champion too. I'm sure there will be another match with these two, and I'm sure it's going to be good when the next thing goes around. So I don't think this feud is over yet, since Aries kicked him in the nuts and he's like the top heel right now on this show. So I do like what I'm seeing here. Yeah, it was some false finish with the double counts, overbooked a little, but we didn't see any ref bumps in here, and even somebody pointed this out to me, which was really good. No Alberto, because that's the guy that messed this whole thing up. But with him leaving, we have better matches now. Even that triple threat was great at Redemption, and now we have Pentagon, Pentagon's champion, and this was a really great match with Pentagon and Austin Aries. So I recommend going back to look at this Under Pressure show. If it's matches, I would say mostly look at the main event and the casket match. I did really like those matches. The downside of the show, I would say maybe Cage versus Desmond. This was still a really great match. I still liked it, even though the limited time. But I don't know why there was like a Cage. I don't know why there's an X-Division title shot on the line for this, and a Cage won it. Steiner versus Drake, that was pretty bad. I'm not going to say it was the fucking shits, but it was for passable what it was. Tessa Blanchard versus Madison Rayne was really good. I will say that. I'm sure we'll see more of the feud between both of them as it goes down the road. So we will see what happens through there. But like I said, go watch Under Pressure if you get any time to use it, because this was a really good show this week. It wasn't bad like a lot of other shows in the past, and they really did build up this whole pay-per-view thing special. I don't know what's going to happen in the next set of tapings, but like I said, I hope the crowd has more life in them than the Impact Zone, because they really need to get the fuck out of Orlando after these tapings. Like I said, Redemption was really good, but now they got to get out of Orlando for a minute. But check out the show if you can. Comment, subscribe. It's me, HDD, coming into news and reviews. Gotta stay intact, and now we are done with this review of Impact. So check out Under Pressure, people. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.